Welcome to the latest episode of KapVista Klips. Today we have Adam Collins from Orange River Wealth, and he's going to explain to us a bit more about his opportunity. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you very much, Daniel. Yes, great. Thank you very much. And yourself?
I'm great. It's a bit wet here in Sydney. We have a month's worth of rain in 4 days, so people are trying to stay inside and not get flooded away. But we're making it work. Let's get started because I'm really interested to find out a bit about what you're doing. So tell me the story about Orange River Wealth. Tell me how you came together and what it is you do.
Orange River Wealth was started by two very, very good friends of mine, so Lee Randall and Mark Bailey. They have been working together for best part of 25 years. They also was working alongside very closely with one of their friends, Lee Randall, and they was based in London for the same company, doing property projects, alternative investments, and they then decided to actually do something on their own. So it wasn't until they started looking into different alternative investments and projects that they could maybe do. Through a mutual friend, there was actually a medicinal cultivation in South Africa that was already operational and fully built and taking revenue, that was actually seeking additional fundraising to boost its production of the pharmaceutical grade cannabis. So when they looked into it a little bit more and they flew out to South Africa to meet the owners who run the agricultural cultivation, the lady over there, her name is Bryleen Chitsunge. She's a doctor and a PhD in molecular medicine. She sits on the Bill Clinton Foundation. She's world renowned. She does talks over in Harvard. So she's a very, very well-connected lady. And when we've got three partners that have worked together for 20 years, we've got a lady over there with that level of connection, and it's then not a startup company. The stars almost aligned. It did feel very much so right to start working together and build a great partnership with her, and also ultimately a friendship. I mean, we talk to her regularly. We've got a great relationship. It's probably someone that we're going to be working with for multiple projects, not just this one that we're doing now, and we will continue to build that relationship as time goes on.
Awesome. So you're bringing the technical molecular expertise together with the business, finance, capital raising, and growth expertise.
Exactly.
And got this project that's not a startup, it's generating revenue, it's growing. It makes it for a really strong opportunity. So tell me a bit more about the medicinal cannabis opportunity. Why is it, how is it different from everything else in the market? I get that, there's people on the board that have a very strong and well-regarded background, but what's different about it?
I think if you look at the market in general, it's actually, I think, well, Forbes, they mentioned it in 2020 that it's going to be one of the markets to look at over in the next decade. It's such a burgeoning market. So by 2024, the medicinal cannabis industry alone is going to be worth $62 billion.
Wow.
So it's such a growth from where it come from. If you look at the industry in general across the world, there's now sort of multiple states. I think there's nearly 40 states in the US. There's Canada, there's Israel, there's Thailand. In the UK, it was regulated fully in 2018 for medicinal use. So more and more countries across the world are starting to realize the benefits of the medicinal cannabis. So we saw a window of opportunity really for getting in at the start, watching it grow, but we are also ahead of schedule with having such a great facility already being built and running.
Wow, awesome. So, you've got this team who have, been working together for decades. The other side of the team has got as we mentioned, an incredible background. So it's a good opportunity on paper. Help me understand the solution from a consumer, from an investor's point of view. Help me understand the solution. What does it look like? What's the market? What are you targeting? What sort of markets are you targeting, and what's the distribution like?
Yeah, perfect. So we looked at it, and where it was already growing the facility, Bryleen Chitsunge, she's done us a really well help for it. So she basically has looked into getting offtake agreements So the solution is we've already acquired a 49% stake in the facility and the company called Green Grow Capital over in South Africa. So we've actually secured that already. What we've then done is got some offtake agreements with the South African government and the university over there for research purposes, which will boost and be able to allow us to grow more. We then have an investment opportunity into this via preferential share, where you do buy directly into us. So where we have already acquired the 49%, your investment is secured against the assets, the land, the licenses that we then own.
Awesome, awesome. And then the revenue, you mentioned it's revenue generating. Who's it being sold to and how are you growing that?
So last year we turned over $6 million in revenue.
Wow.
As to which $4.3 million of that was profit. So as you can see, the profit margins in this industry are huge. So as a company in Green Grow Capital, there is zero external debt. So we're not purchasing anything, or there's no debt outstanding that our investors' money is going to be paying off. It is solely going into expansion.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how we've secured such a high profit margin in such a short period of time.
That's incredible. The profit figures are astronomical for a business of this size. So that's well done. So you've touched on the traction. Where is the growth parts now? Where are you targeting? Is it the UK market? Is it the rest of Europe? Are you breaking into the US? The US is a highly competitive market, but they are looking for high quality products and opportunities. The thing about the US, which I actually like, and it's I've had this conversation before. Now, the cannabis space is like alcohol was pre-prohibition, where you had these small operators selling their local product. Post-prohibition, though, brands started to emerge. So your Jim Beams, your Johnny Walkers, your Jack Daniels, that sort of thing. So now you're starting to see brands emerge in the cannabis space. So distinct flavors, distinct recipes and ingredients. I'm losing the word, but distinct products are starting to emerge, and you're starting to see these brands. So where do you see the opportunity going from there?
So in August of 2021, we did achieve something called GMP certification. So that stands for Good Manufacturing Practice. And what that actually allows us to do now as a company is not only grow the raw crop, but actually extract the oils that come from the crop. So from next year, the investors' money will be used to purchase that extraction facility. And that's then when we can dip into the market of like CBD oils. We can still provide the raw crop to different pharmaceutical companies. Like I said, we work very closely with the South African government and the university as well. So they will put their order in for up to 10 tons per annum, just from that alone. So that's already going to triple our capacity of what we have been growing. And then with pharmaceutical companies across the globe, we do work internationally. So we can ship to Israel, Macedonia, then they can go into the UK. We can then go to the US and grow to order what different pharmaceutical companies work. So we have two main income streams that we will be working with. It's just the raw crop itself, but then also getting those key oils out, which will then help the revenue to quadruple.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. And the access to the US is a quite attractive market, because that is the leading market, and they're only the tip of the iceberg in terms of adoption and revenue. So we're seeing it's going to be much bigger. Okay, so you've achieved some high quality milestones, and it looks like it's going to get bigger. So tell me about the raise. How much are you raising and what it's being used for? You did mention the oil extraction facilities, but how much are you raising, and what's being used for, and what's the offer?
So it's a really simple layout. So we split it into 3 rounds of fundraising. So currently we are still in our Series A round of fundraising, which was a target of $6 million to raise. We've actually now hit $5 million of that. So there is about $1 million left of our first round of fundraising. What that was going to be used for was to actually acquire the 49% stake in the company in South Africa. However, with the confidence that we have in this project and the personal aspect to it, we've already gone ahead and pre-acquired that. So that's what we've done for our investors, which gives you a great amount of security when you are investing into us, because you full well know that we do already have the 49% stake.
Yeah.
We will then be using the extraction facility, as I mentioned earlier, and then we will also be purchasing more greenhouses, indoor tunnels, and much more equipment to be able to grow and triple the production of the pharmaceutical grade cannabis. So it's a relatively simple plan, but it will be highly effective in terms of its revenue from the production costs. What that means to an investor. So our offer, very simple, is you will be paid a fixed 15% dividend that's paid twice per year. So you get one payment in July, which we're actually organising for our clients currently at the moment, and you will also then be paid one payment in January.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And the investors, is it open to a specific geographic location?
So it's international. We do have clients from all over the world. I myself, we've got Singapore, Cyprus, a lot in the UK, even in the US. So we do have a lot of people come on board. It's typically aimed at high net worth individuals or sophisticated investors. And we do have our minimums of a £10,000 sterling or a $25,000 minimum investment entry level.
Okay, awesome. And then what does the subsequent rounds look like? You mentioned it's a Series A now that's almost fully subscribed. What is the fundraising plan beyond that?
So then we move on to Series B, which will be an $8 million raise. And then Series C will be a $10 million raise. But the key thing for an investor to remember is, because we're pre-IPO, we do have our share prices linked to those as well. So Series A is 25 cents per share. Series B will be 32 cents per share. And Series C is 40 cents. So there is an element of growth in the share price as we move through the different series. And then once the fundraising is complete, we do already have an exit strategy put in place where you'll not only get your income, but you do also then receive your capital growth element as well. So we are a bit of a hybrid investment. So you'll get your income every year. And then once we've completed fundraising, we will be listing on a local exchange. We may also look to be acquired by a larger pharmaceutical company in the coming years with how this market is growing. And we do project that at 300%.
Oh, awesome. So that's when do you expect the listing to happen?
2025, we're aiming at. We did do an awful lot of market research when we were setting up our business plan, and you look at sort of companies that have done something similar along those sort of lines, and the stage they were at in their company and their business plan, we saw that was the prime sort of time to sort of get in, inject the cash flow, get the company to the position where it would be either lucrative to be acquisitioned, or we could sell on the stock exchange for a rough 300% capital growth element.
That's quite incredible. So not only is it a pre-IPO offering, but it's being paid, dividends along the way. So it's quite an attractive offer.
Definitely. I mean, if you look at other medicinal cannabis investments, there are a few other companies are doing it, but 9 times out of 10, they're actually growth only. So you don't actually receive that income aspect from it. But where we saw the profit margins being so high, we definitely thought it would be right to offer a dividend as well. So we have no thoughts or qualms to be able to actually pay that. And we have done already. We're looking to do another one this month, and we've done already 2 prior. So our clients are already seeing a return from our investment.
That's quite incredible. Okay. Well, thank you for running me through this. I think what sets you apart, because there are other opportunities in the market, but what sets you apart is you're quite a different structure. You're quite well established already. You have some high quality talent behind the company to ensure its growth.
Definitely.
It's profitable. And then the interesting, investment opportunity being that it's pre-IPO, but still, returning a dividend, which is quite attractive.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
Awesome. Okay, so anybody who is watching this episode and wants to find out more, we will be putting the links in the description below. But if you want to reach out to me directly, I can connect you with the team from Orange River, and you can find out more about their opportunity, because it is quite an interesting opportunity. But thank you for jumping on with me, Adam, and it was great to chat to you.
Pleasure is all mine. Lovely to meet you, Daniel. Yeah, it's been great to speak with you.
Okay, bye.